Lower belly fat on Zepbound weight loss before and after. Hi, beautiful friends. I'm Elizabeth, Countess of Shopping. This is my before and after of weighing over 300 pounds and now having lost 113 pounds while gaining muscle along the way, going from morbidly obese to doing things like weight training and riding horses. Yesterday, I got to go horseback riding. I never would have imagined I'd be back on a horse. I need to work on my posting a little bit, but it's because of Zepbound weight loss and Tirzepatide weight loss the last almost 3 years that I'm able to do those. And one of the things that I am seeing trending is about lower belly fat. And people asking about that on GLP-1 medication. And it is a valid question, honey, coming from somebody. My composition is I am an hourglass figure, so that bow out at the bottom, I have a lot of lower belly fat. And I'm gonna tell you all about my flat belly workout today. Just kidding, no, I'm not actually. Because the sad news is, but there's also amazing positive news. The sad news is like this much, but the amazing positive news is like this much, is that no such thing as a spot treatment. You cannot target with GLP-1 medication lower belly fat reduction or keeping your booty. I got one of our amazing, beautiful countesses DM'd me on Countess of Shopping Instagram and was like, babes, tell me all about how I can keep my booty on GLP-1 medication. And she was on Mounjaro. And I'm like, bestie, we can control a lot of things, but that is not, we can't dictate where the fat pulls off from on GLP-1 weight loss. If we had, I don't think I would have a flapjack bottom like I do now. Literally, so this is my before video, just to give some context. See, I do have a lower belly fat, a lot of it, like a lot. Near the end, I was barely fitting into size 24 jeans is what's in this thing, in this before video, barely fitting into that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting to the point of where I can't fit into these. These are getting actually tight around my belly area. And that was like, oh, like this is not ending. This is getting worse. I'm trying and I'm thinking about weight loss all the time, but I'm just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And so literally this was yesterday. Now, granted, I am wearing horseback riding clothes, which is compression. So just to give some context on that, there is compression in there. But literally like the lower belly fat very much has diminished, but and I have a flapjack booty. So the point was there's no such thing as spot treatment. I wish that there was. I wish I could say there's spot treatment that we can do, but we can't. Knowing that though, so that was the small bad news. Are you ready for the overarching good news? This is our good news. The great, amazing, ecstatic news is you can change your overall composition through the calorie deficit with GLP-1 help, whether you're on Wegovy, semaglutide, Tirzepatide, Mounjaro, Zepbound. You have the power to do so. And I really want to encourage, whether you're type 2 diabetic or not, it may take you longer as a type 2 diabetic if you're on Ozempic and on Mounjaro, fellow turtles unite. I am slower. And definitely when I do my year-end weigh-in recap, you're going to hear about that, but I've still won. And I want you to know I am not special. God thinks I'm special, and my mom thinks I'm special, but you can do this too. The point at which I'm trying to say is you are special too, and that you can do this with changing lower belly fat or not for your before and after. What it's going to take and what I really feel like I have honed in on the lower belly fat thing and the overall Zepbound weight loss before and after. And now on Tirzepatide, I switched over to compound the past few months, is weight training. Of how important this is that you need to talk to your healthcare provider, because none of this is medical advice. I don't claim to be a healthcare provider, and I don't want to be one, and I don't claim to be one. And I love our healthcare providers because they do a lot of hard work that I would not be able to do. So talk to your healthcare provider, but weight training and strength training, how important that is. Yesterday when I was riding horses, I'm like, dang, there's so many muscles that I still, like when I was trying to post here, I know I need to work on posting, which is where you go up and down. I really struggled. I'm like, I am so weak in my abs, like just pulling myself up. I'm like, and this, my friends, is after me doing a weight training and Pilates and things like that. And I love Pilates. If you're not wanting to like lift weights, then go do Pilates or go do like water. There's water aerobics lifting that you can do in the water. There's a lot of things that you can do. It's just finding what makes the best sense for you. So weight training, you can't spot target, but the overall body composition, you do have control over. And so I really want to encourage you, bestie, of getting out of that mindset of like an all or nothing. I'm saying this also to myself, by the way, the all or nothing of getting rid of specific areas because it's not helpful, or is it realistic? And we collectively as a GLP-1 weight loss community need to be shouting this from the rooftops that you eliminating your lower belly fat is a result of the overall body composition change. That is the result of it. Now, from this 113-pound weight loss, going from this with this, do I have loose skin with this? I sure do. There is a lot of loose skin on my lower belly. It is like focaccia dough. And thankfully, I go on Monday, I got bumped up like a second time to my, which I need to fill out today, that reminds me, a plastic surgeon. And I'm gonna go see him about getting loose skin removed. And we'll see. We'll see if I'm a candidate. On my stomach, which I'm pretty sure I am. Stomach and my inner thighs is so loose skinny. It's not as bad as some other people. Like there's other creators that show that, and I won't be, I don't think, be one of the people that's like, here, look at my stomach. See how jiggly it is. Like I'm not doing that. Bless other people who do that. I'm not doing that. But I do think that there's other things that we can do to help increase our confidence with lower belly fat. For me, for sure, in this video, it's compression oops, that's not the right one. Compression leggings. Kim was the one who recommended to me, she's like, Elizabeth, why are you not wearing leggings or like compression type pants? These are like ultra compression pants. But I'm gonna list in the description link below some of my favorite leggings that are helpful with compression leggings that just kind of cinch it in. People, I got literally on Instagram, it was like comment after comment after comment after comment. People were like, your waist looks so snatched. And I want to be like, thank you. I've done the hard work for it, but also it's a good pair of compression leggings to like sink it in. But in this video too, these are my horseback riding ones, so they have like grippers on them as well. And the top is very much compression, but also it serves a function of I didn't want anything like loosey-goosey while I'm riding a horse. I like it to be tight. So nothing gets caught or anything like that. What I would rather do instead of the lower belly fat is focusing in on health, like our overall health and wellness. How is our blood work? Meaning, how is our blood work? How is that looking? That to me is like gold stuff. It's not super fun at parties to be like, so how's your cholesterol and your blood work? Or how's that good old thyroid hormones doing on your blood work at like Christmas? But overall for blood work, like that's very exciting, which by the way, there's this whole article on people with poor personalities. And one of the things was them talking about their medical stuff, like blood work stuff. And I'm like, I do it with my besties, but I'm like, I need to remember in social situations not to do that with other people who are not. They said it was a lack of poor. I'll do another video on it. Anyways, I was dying laughing. I was like, ooh, guilty as charged. But focusing in on health, like other blood work besides just like, I need to get a powerful booty or I need to have the lower belly fat go away. 2 is strength. How strong are you? Can you lift a suitcase over your head? If you were on a suitcase and you had to put your suitcase over your head, would you need to ask the flight attendant for help? Which they can't help you, by the way. It's against their rules. If they do, they're being very nice because they're not supposed to. Can you lift your suitcase above your head? Are you that strong? If not, maybe that's something for your 2026 goals to help you with. Longevity. For me, this is the long tail game. I'm playing chess, not checkers, babes, in terms of how I want my health to be. When I'm in my 60s and 70s, I want to be active. I want to be moving. I don't want to be slow and reliant on other people to help me. I had a glimmer of that during COVID when I got COVID twice, and then when I had ankle surgery. When I had ankle surgery, I was completely dependent on my husband. I did not like that feeling at all. My husband's amazing. He's fabulous. My hot husband is so wonderful. However, being reliant on a human being and not being able to physically do things myself, very much motivating for me to strength train and to be in a calorie deficit. If I was in weight loss, I'm in maintenance now, so my calories are different with that. But the longevity, the long tail of this game of making daily decisions with that, through being in a calorie deficit. And you may say, okay, well, how many calories should I have then? We're not focusing in on that lower belly fat. We're not focusing on that. We're focusing on overall composition. What does a calorie deficit look like on a weight loss journey? Well, my beautiful friends, I'm not a dietitian. I don't pretend to play one, but on my website, countessofshopping.com, and in my free encouragement group, countessofshopping.com/group, we have a free calorie calculator that you can manipulate a lot of different ways to help you figure out how many calories make sense for you in a calorie deficit. Some people are just not eating enough food on GLP-1 weight loss. I've learned that through our calorie deficit challenge, which ends today. So make sure to check in if you haven't done so. And if you're not, and I'm not in a calorie, I was in a calorie deficit because I gained like a couple pounds during Thanksgiving, not real pounds, but enough that I was like, I want to be in a calorie deficit. But I don't really need to be because I'm in long-term, because I'm in maintenance basically. I find out on Monday if I'm in maintenance or not, which I'll be very excited for him to be like, oh, you got 10 more pounds to go, or oh, you're right, or whatever. I want him to tell me that. But in the group and on my website, countessofshopping.com, it's /Manjaro calories, but I'll link it down in the description link below. Hit the ... more button and you can get that calorie calculator. I use that thing every week or like every 2 weeks because my activity levels change, my weight fluctuates, and so it gives me an accurate representation. Am I doing super active exercises? Am I being very sedentary? And life happens, so that definitely moves, which is going to move my calories or calorie deficit to different things. So all of that to say, what is going to move the needle on Zepbound weight loss before and after? Calorie deficit. Thank you for my TED Talk. No, having the calorie deficit with that, the medication for sure helps with that appetite suppression, for sure. And if you don't feel appetite suppression, talk to your healthcare provider, because then what I would do, not medical advice, is titrate up a dose, go up to a higher dose. If you're on Zepbound 2.5 milligrams and you're like, I don't feel anything, go to Zepbound 5 milligrams, talk to your healthcare provider. Go to a higher dose. If you're on Zepbound 10 milligrams now and you're like, I am getting food noises coming back, then titrate up, or talk about titrating up. Your healthcare provider knows certainly better than I do. So being in that calorie deficit, that is what leads to weight loss. It's a math equation. Even with PCOS, which, hello, insulin resistance, hello, but it's a calorie deficit. There's also a point on GLP-1 too of where you may be too much in a calorie deficit. That's why talking in and having blood work, checking in with a dietitian is super important in my humble opinion, just to stay the course. I love Join Fridays. You can use the discount code QUEEN. It's also linked down below because I get a dietitian conversation included in my medication. And so that's one of the things I really, really, really like about Join Fridays, in addition to getting the compound now, is I can access a dietitian. Next, increasing my protein to help me feel full, to help me feel fuller longer, but to help with that strength training, right? Because for me, I've done 10 million sit-ups, but I still have lower belly fat. It's still more than that. Why? It's my genetic composition. Thanks to my ancestors. No, thanks, ancestors. I appreciate you. It's in my genetic DNA. Like, I have that lower body fat is thicker down there. I'm sure it was for, I don't know, something evolutionary that happened that I needed that extra for baby making. I don't know. I've always had, since I was little, the lower belly area has been bigger for me. It just is. And so me being on GLP-1 weight loss is not going to get rid of that completely. It has minimized it. And now what's left is a lot of loose skin on the lower belly fat area. So it's not even lower belly fat, it's lower belly loose skin. The fat, there is some fat there still. But I'm really, really proud, and I know you are proud too, of what you've done. Hearing y'all's successes makes me weep. It makes me so happy because I know so many of you are trying hard. We've got our daily show here and you guys show up daily here at the Countess of Shopping, and I love you guys so super much. And so having that daily focus, that's what moves the needle. Not these like, here's this belly fat workout routine. Like, if someone says that to you, by the way, PS, run, they're a snake oil salesman, like, run. That's not the way it works. I wish it was, because honey, I would have done it by now. If I could have bought it to do it, I totally would have, but it's just not the case. So overall body composition or recomposition with it. That's the goal. And that for me, my whole focus for 2026 and the upcoming year is changing to be stronger. That loose skin until I get the surgery is still going to be there, but what's underneath, I want to be strong. I look at my arms, they're definitely stronger. Like what I'm doing with my weights, but it's still not super strong. I did Pilates, what was it? It's now like 4 or 5 days later, or something like that. And I was like, dang, I'm weak. I was trying to do some of that. We had weights and we're laying on our back on the Pilates reformer, and we were doing things with the weights like this and stuff like that. I only had 3-pound weights, and I was like shaking. Granted, we were doing other things in the reformer too, so it was like the whole body workout, literally, which was awesome, which is why I've been so sore. But nonetheless, I'm like, these are 3-pound weights, and the instructors like go up to 5 pounds too, by the way. So that tells me like I was in the middle range. That it only went up to 5 pounds on each arm, but still, like 3 pounds was causing that much of a, like, that's where I'm like, I was like, come on now, like, I gotta get stronger. I gotta get stronger. And so that for me is my focus in terms of lower belly fat, is that section of my body, that lower body area. I do lower body sit-ups always when I'm lifting and like ab works and ab workout, like things like that. And it helps. It helps overall. The suitcase thing of going over my head with my suitcase, or just day-to-day thing. My kid was asking for other stuff the other day, and I was like, oh, I was able to do it really quickly. I've gotten so much stronger, but there's still for me so much more to go in terms of, because of the reframe of this, of changing the focus off of a specific body part, changing it to my health and blood work, which is chef's kiss amazing, strength training, and longevity, of being like focusing on strength. And then the third is overall longevity. So blood work, health, 2, strength, 3, longevity. Like when I get to that point, there's so many beautiful counts and countesses in our communities that are in our 60s, 70s. Someone had said, I think that they were in their 80s. I'm like, are they tugging on my leg? Are they for real? So if that was you and you're in your 80s, please tell me. I want to know. I was like, are they pulling my chain? But we do have so many people in our communities in their 60s and 70s. And that's that longevity piece for me of hearing that I'm like, yeah, I like, there's a lot of people in our communities that are in our 60s and 70s and are tough as nails and super strong. And that motivates the dickens out of me. I'm like, I want that. That is attractive to me, of I want to be stronger as I continue to age. Because I see a lot of people like, they're not strong. They're heading down that disease, which, hello, I was heading down that disease path too. One more thing, don't you find it interesting? We got back from Disney, which I'm going to do a whole Disney, back from Disney, Very Merry Mickey Christmas, of like what I learned from that trip. But I saw so many overweight people, like obese people. And I was like, I wonder if they're on the medication, like if they've just started or if they're just not. And it was a fascinating thought. Total sidebar on this. It was fascinating to me. I'm like, I wonder why they don't want to do GLP-1 medication. Like they don't have to live in that body. If they're at Disney, for the most part, they probably could afford it because like Disney is not cheap. And so I found it interesting to me. I was like, I wonder, I passed somebody else and I'm like, they were multiple people. I just found it very interesting. I'm like, I wonder if that's by choice or not by choice. And if it was by choice, if I knew then 3 years ago what I know now, like I could not wait to get on this medication and have the life changes that I've had. And it's so much better than I would have ever imagined. Like even better than I ever could have planned. Like, and in my head, it was freaking amazing. So like to be able to do these things because of the strength, because of focusing in on health, like horseback riding, and what a gift to my son. My son, I was able to say, we're gonna go horseback riding together. I was at the Salamander, by the way. If you live in Virginia and Middleburg, it was awesome. And I had a private lesson all by myself. I basically had the barn to myself with all of their horses. I got to ride Tucker, who is 17 hands. He's huge. It wasn't Maggie. This is Maggie, the one that I ride it over at my other barn, who's a Clydesdale. Wasn't Maggie, but Tucker was amazing. He was what was it? An Irish Draught. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. Draugh. Does anybody know about draughts? And then there was another huge horse across
the other stall who was 16 and a half hands. Tucker was 17 hands, but 16 and a half hands, which was a Belgian draught, D-R-A-U-G-H-T. I gotta look it up. I was fascinated by that. So my horse people out there, if you know, tell me. Because I thought that I hadn't heard of that before. So you can, you will. We're gonna do this, besties. The weight loss before and after is life-changing, but it's more than just the weight. For me, it is the result of my life has changed to be able to be physically athletic, to go do stuff, and not to be insecure about specific body parts, like lower belly fat. I've been there, done that, got the t-shirt. I want off that roller coaster. I want health. I want wellness. I want longevity. I want strength. I don't want to focus in on, oh, my belly, or, oh, my arms are fat. Someone asked, they weren't trying to be mean, but they're like, oh, are you going to get loose skin removal on your arms too? And I was like, no, I didn't realize they were bad. And I do realize, like, they're loose, but also it's not, and for me, it doesn't warrant enough to get surgery. It warrants more lifting of arm weights. Because I can tell I'm in Pilates, these 3-pound weights of doing what I was doing on the reformer. Oh my gosh, we were doing planks and I'm like, your girl needs to really work on that. I was thinking about all of you guys. I was like, all my besties out there, I'm like, oh man, I gotta get on it. Like that's 2026 vision is really rocking into strength. So I hope this video helps. I hope it helps motivate. I hope it helps encourage. And I hope it helps put the emphasis, the weight, get it? The weight figuratively and literally on the right pockets, which is strength, longevity, and health. And forget the body part things. Talking about booties or, you know, I have a flapjack booty and that's okay. Or, oh, if you're going to lose it all from your bosoms. Okay, well, that's why push-up bras were invented. That's why butt pants were invented, padded butt pants for my flapjack booty. You know what I mean? Like lower belly fat, that's why compression garments were invented, which I'll list my favorite ones down below. So I love you guys. I think that you're amazing. Our emoji of the day today is going to be a horse. Oh, it was so fun riding yesterday. It was so fun. Hopefully you guys got to see my Instagram stories. And in the free encouragement group, I'll post more about it. Like the experience, it was awesome. It was awesome. These non-scale victories, we need these. We need to focus in on these too, because the non-scale victories, NSVs, man, it's so motivating. My beautiful friends, so emoji of the day is a horse. I do emojis of the day. That pattern recognition of seeing your name every day helps me to know you, or even just commenting down below. I love the comments. I may not respond to all of them, but I see most of them, and I love them so, so, so much. It makes my heart go pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, ho, ho, ho. Have you guys heard that Sia song, the Sia Christmas song? It's a good one. My sweet friends, be kind to yourself, be kind to others. I'm Countess of Shopping. Count my blessings because life is delicious. I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.